Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series between the Quebec Capitales and the Evansville Otters. Saturday night at Bosse Field, the Otters, after a big win last night, hoping to force a winner-take-all Game 5 tomorrow. Quebec, they want to get out of Evansville, win the championship tonight, and hoist back-to-back Frontier League crowns. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the River City, Southwest Indiana, beautiful city of Evansville, for Game 4 of the 2023 Frontier League Championship Series. Griffin, Epstein on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports, Director Jordan Fisher, and our excellent ODN crew with you on this Saturday night. It was a power party last night for the Otters as Evansville cruised to a 14-5 win, bouncing back after two walk-off losses in the first two games of this championship series. Evansville hit 6 home runs, which tied a second most in franchise history for the Otters. They're 28 years as a franchise. We'll meet the starting lineups tonight. We'll start with the Quebec Capitales. Ruben Castro leads off for Quebec in catches. Justin Gideon bats second and plays right field. Greg Bird batting third, and the designated hitter, Jeremy Profar, in the cleanup spot, and the third baseman, David Glaude, bats fifth and plays second base. Jesmo Valentin batting sixth and playing shortstop. Bottom three in the Quebec lineup, TJ White, the first baseman, Jonathan Lacroix, the center fielder, and Tommy Seidel, the left fielder. Ruben Ramirez, righty, on the mound for Quebec. Other side for the Evansville Otters, Noah Myers leads off, plays center field. Josh Allen bats second and plays second base. Coda Quiggle batting third and playing first base. Jeffrey Baez in the cleanup spot and playing right field. Dakota Phillips bats fifth and catches. Gary Mattis, what a star he's been in this series, bats sixth and plays left field. Yomar Reyes batting seventh and playing third base. Ethan Skinner back in the lineup after a night off, bats eighth and is the designated hitter. And George Khalil rounds out the starting lineup for the Otters and plays shortstop. The biggest question, though, today, who would start on the mound for the Otters? It's Braden Scott. A day short of rest. He pitched in Game 1 of this series, was excellent in 7 innings against Quebec. He's on the bump tonight. We'll pause for the national anthem. It's Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series between the Capitals and the Otters on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Game 4 of a best-of-5 series to decide the Frontier League Championship in 2023 between the Otters and the Capitales. Braden Scott, lefty on the bump for Evansville tonight, making the second start of this championship series. Scott has been great so far in the playoffs for the Otters. 2 starts, a 1.29 ERA. Around him on the diamond, Dakota Phillips will be the battery partner for Scott. Kona Quiggle at first, Josh Allen at second, George Khalil at short, and Yomar Reyes at third base. In the outfield, Gary Madison left, Noah Myers in center today, and Jeffrey Baez in right field. The Otters moving a couple pieces around. Quiggle from center to first, Myers shifting over to center field, Mattis slotting into left, with Phillips moving from first to catcher. Dakota Phillips has been the battery partner now in all 10 starts this season. This is the 11th start, in fact, of the season, with Phillips and Scott as the battery partners. So Braden Scott, third start of the postseason. He pitched just on Tuesday. So this is just 3 days of rest for Scott, 1 day shorter than normal. 7 innings pitched in Quebec in game 1. He allowed 5 hits, but just 1 earned run, 2 total runs. Did walk 4 batters, but 8 strikeouts, and went a season high 122 pitches. He exited with the game tied at 2. Otters would go on to lose 7-6, but it was a really nice performance by Braden Scott, especially. He got in a little bit of trouble early. First 2 batters of the game reached, got out of the inning, and really settled into things. Stranded 6 runners, struck out 8 batters for a second straight start of the postseason, and limited the Capitales and gave the Otters a great chance to win game 1. Starting at home for the first time in the postseason and the first time since August 25th. He's an Indiana native from Jasonville, 100 miles on the dot north of here from Bosse Field, pitching in front of friends and family. Try to give the Otters a win in game 4 of the championship series and force a winner-take-all game 5 tomorrow. Scott ready on the bump. Ruben Castro digs in. The first pitch home. A slurve misses outside, and we're underway. Scott on the third base side of the mound, kicks and fires. A slurve catches the outside corner for a strike. 1-1. Last night, a picture-perfect day. Here's the 1-1 coming from Scott. Slurve on the outside, black again, 1-2. It's 74 degrees, a little bit humid today, 51% humidity, but this late hour not playing too much of a factor. There is some wind. Here's the 1-2. Slurve just missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4 straight slurves to start for Scott. 5-mile-per-hour winds are blowing in from left field. Scott sidesteps and delivers. Slice foul off the top of the screen. It's mostly been overcast, but at the moment some sun is peeking out behind the clouds and bouncing off the Crawford Door building in center field. All the field, though, in the shadows, and will pretty soon be under the lights 100% in about 30 minutes or so, with the sun about to set. 2-2, swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the glove of Phillips. Castro way in front of the slurve. 1 away. 1 out, it brings up Justin Gideon, the lefty right fielder for Quebec. Capitales last night, I did feel happy in a lot of ways of their offensive performance. They had 12 hits last night, but the Otters with the 14-5 win on the back of 6 homers. First pitch to Gideon, catches the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Had a fantastic crowd last night. What a scene it was at Bosse. 4,600, maybe a little bit smaller tonight, but might even be a little more vocal to start the game. 0-1, check swing foul off the inside of the bat. 0-2 to Gideon. Well, yesterday everyone had to go to work. Everyone could pre-game ball game tonight with no work obligations. Might be a little bit more rowdy of a crowd, even if it's a little bit smaller. 0-2. Sails high on a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Also, Otters certainly with some momentum and confidence, obviously for the first time in this series after dropping the first 2 games in Quebec. A dominant win last night. 1-2. Fastball high again. Scott was starting to pace off the mound, ready to start his strikeout strut, but it sailed high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gideon. 3 straight lefties in this lineup to start for Quebec. Scott winds and fires a slurve. Almost seemed like it stopped in the air for a second before missing high, and a full count to the lefty Quebec outfielder. One out, nobody on, top of the first, just underway. We're scoreless. Payoff home. Breaking ball on the inside corner, strike 3 call. Justin Gideon, I mean, my goodness, he was 5 strides down the first base line. He was so confident it was strike 3. He didn't even turn to look at Mike Pitcher, started running down the line, and only from the calls of the crowd cheering did he know it was strike 3. A nasty slurve right at the knees. So a strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking to start the night for Scott. Brings up Greg Bird, the big lefty, takes low for a ball, 1-0. 3 straight lefties to start in the lineup for Quebec. Patrick Scalabrini loving consistency. He has not changed the lineup in all 4 games so far this series. 1-0 inside. 2 balls and no strikes. All 9 batters have been exactly the same in the exact same order, playing the exact same positions. Scalabrini and Quebec trying to win back-to-back Frontier League titles. 2-0. Bird taking all the way. It's a breaking ball right on the inner third for a strike. 2 outs, nobody on, top first. Scott sidesteps and fires. Hammered high in the air to right. Baez back, circling under the baseball and makes the catch. Bird set that ball high into the late evening sky, but just got under it, and Baez making the catch at the warning track. 1-2-3 inning for Braden Scott in the top of the first. The Otters offense will head to bat on the other side. Scoreless, Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
And a few more racers out here too, it looks like. All we have to do is run from our first base foul line to the third base foul line carrying our pizza boxes. And whoever can do that quickest is our winner racers. On your marks, get set, go! Celebrating in the back. Pizzas delivered on time and piping hot. A round of applause for all of our contestants tonight for the Teroni's Pizza Race. Back to you, Jane.
Thank you so much, Claire. Picture catcher battery.
Bottom of the first from Evansville. No score. Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series. The Capitales sending out the righty Ruben Ramirez from Puerto Rico. He's had a nice season for Quebec. He's been on their roster all season. Former Royals farman. He makes his second appearance as well the postseason. He started Game 3, an elimination game of the East Divisional Series against New Jersey. Earned the win. 5 innings pitched for Ramirez. Allowed 3 runs on 9 hits with 7 strikeouts. Round the diamond for Quebec. Fellow Ruben Castro is behind the plate. TJ White at first base. David Claude at second. Jesmuel Valentin at short. And Jeremy Profar at third base. In the outfield, Tommy Seidel in left. Jonathan Lacroix in center. And Justin Gideon in right field. As we mentioned in the top of the first, same fielders across the board for Quebec as the first 3 games of this series. Noah Myers, a Frontier League Rookie of the Year, digs into the left-handed batter's box to lead off against Ramirez in the bottom of the first. Righty winds and throws a breaking ball right down the middle for a strike, go 1. 6 feet flat, 190 pounds for the experienced righty Ramirez. 23 years of age from Puerto Rico. The 0-1 is a changeup at the knees for a strike. 0-2. 0-2. Sliced right side over the second baseman. Glowed to glove, tossed to first, 1 away. Second time that Ramirez has faced the Otters this year, all the way back in May at the Stade Canuck. Middle game of the 3-game series these teams played, the only series they played in the regular season. Ramirez only lasted 3 innings. He walked 6 batters, allowed 4 hits, 4 runs, and would exit with a big deficit for Quebec as his first pitch home to the ready Josh Allen catches his own for a strike. However, Quebec would come back to win that game 9-8, 0-1. Changeup misses outside, 1-1 strike. Ramirez is the first Quebec pitcher in this series that has previously pitched against the Otters, as a starter at least. 1-1, changeup again, misses low, 2-1 strike. Jerseys today, Quebec is in their same uniforms as yesterday, all grays. The 2-1, sliced right side by Allen. Racing over is Gideon, and out of play. Bouncing off the side of the tent. Gray tops and bottoms for Quebec. Blue numerals on the back, outlined in yellow. Quebec written in navy blue across the chest with a yellow outline. Blue numerals on the front. Navy blue hat with the yellow Q on the front. Gray pants with no piping. Navy blue stockings for Castro, or for Ramirez, excuse me. 2-2. Sliced into right center, racing over Lacroix. Back, looking up off the wall. Allen hustling to second, will hold there as the ball is thrown in. A double for Josh Allen. The only Otter without a hit last night quickly gets one here at Bosse Field. All that off the bat didn't seem to hit that hard, just kept on carrying and bounced off the base of the wall at the feet of the center fielder Lacroix. A stand-up double for Allen, his fourth hit of the series. So brings up the lefty Kona Quiggle. The Otters trying to score in the first inning again. Ramirez looks back at second and home. Quiggle pops it up into center. Drifting over is Lacroix into left field. Reaches up and makes the catch, 2 away. Otters in 5 of the first 7 games of this postseason have scored in the first inning. Jeffrey Baez will need to extend the inning here with 2 outs. Allen at second, scoreless in the bottom of the first. Ready batting right fielder for the Otters. Baez went 1 for 3 last night. He worked 2 walks and scored every time he was on base, 3 runs. Swings to the first pitch, lines it into right center, racing over Lacroix, dead sprint, leaps, and makes the catch. Jonathan Lacroix, what a play in center. Dead sprint, leaping catch to his right, and he saves a RBI base hit from Baez. Otters get a hit, goes scoreless in the first. No score after 1 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
What we're going to do is race to the other side for our finish line. Whoever does that first is our winner. All right, we look ready. Racers, on your mark, get set, go. Hop away. And Ren is our winner. But a round of applause for Sunny and Ty as well. Shepherd Insurance, the one-stop shop for all your commercial, personal benefits, and financial insurance. Creating relationships, finding solutions, and protecting you. It's Shepherd Insurance.
Frontier League Baseball on Flow Sports is presented by Budweiser, the king of beers. Turning into a fantastic night here at Bosse Field. Low 70s, sun is just set, scattered clouds ahead. Another pleasant mid-September evening. Last weekend of baseball in the Frontier League. Quebec trying to win Game 4 tonight, win the series 3-1, raise the trophy. Otters hoping to force a winner-take-all Game 5 tomorrow. No score after 1. Jeremy Profar ready leads off for Quebec against the lefty Braden Scott, who worked a 1-2-3 first with 2 strikeouts. Scott kicks and fires home. Changeup misses low, 1-0. 4-pitch mix for Scott. Fastball, cutter, slurve, and changeups. A heavy dose of the slurve in the first inning. That's his favorite pitch, his put-away pitch. Side steps and fires. Profar sprays it right side and foul. It's been a great postseason for Scott. Oh, he earned no decisions in both games. Just combined 2 earned runs allowed in the first 14 innings. Great start against Gateway. So here's the 1-1. Hit hard left side, but right to Omar Reyes. Collects at the chest, long throw across the diamond, and plenty of time to get Profar 1 away. First 4 retired for Scott. Top second, no score. David Glode, the lefty second baseman, will dig in. Scott's first start of the playoffs was here at Bosse Field. Game 1 of the West Divisional Series against Gateway. Went 7 excellent innings, 8 strikeouts, just 4 hits allowed and 1 earned run. He's looked very comfortable in the postseason so far. His first pitch to Glode, sails high 1-0. He's really been comfortable all season. All 10 starts, none of them has he allowed more than 5 hits in. Only issue a couple starts has been his command. 1-0. This is inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Glode. Really, you're nitpicking there, though. Before the loss in Game 1 at Quebec, the Otters had won 4 in a row when Scott had started. 3.43 ERA in the regular season in 8 starts, a 167 batting average against. 2-0, cut on and missed. On the slurve again, 2-1. At 167 BAA, 16th best in the Frontier League. And his walk sits innings pitch was just below 1.96. 2-1 pitch. Fouled straight back again. 2-2 to Glode. Would have been in line to pitch Game 5 tomorrow to Norma Rest, but an elimination game for Evansville. One of their best pitchers available to go. They throw Scott tonight. The 2-2 sails out of play. And if the Otters get to tomorrow, you know, who starts tomorrow, who knows? But that's tomorrow's problem, or probably more so for the Otters coaches if Evansville wins tonight. Tonight's problem. 2-2. Slurve inside corner, strike 3 called. Nasty to Glode, 2 away. Breaking stuff looks sharp tonight from Braden Scott. Heavy dose of slurves, seen some cutters as well. Hasn't even needed a lot of fastballs. He has 3 strikeouts, has retired the first 5 batters. Chesmo Valentin, righty shortstop, digs in. First pitch home is a fastball at the knees for a strike. 2 outs, nobody on, top second, scoreless between Evansville and Quebec. Scott working on the third base side of the rubber. Brown beige glove delivers home. Fastball misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike to Valentin. Lights are on into at 50% effect. Last rays of sun peeking through some distant clouds out past center field. 1-1. Hit hard left side. George Khalil, the shortstop, is there. Backhands, collects, throw to first. Beats Valentin by 2 strides. 1-2-3, second inning for Braden Scott. He looks as sharp as can be through 2. Middle second, no score between the Otters and the Capitals. Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
It's time to see who gets to upgrade to the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House. Our lucky winner will get to spend the rest of the game in the best seats in the house. And so I say congratulations to Lincoln Smith. Lincoln Smith, our Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seat in the House winner. Congratulations to Lincoln Smith. Head on down to the best seats in the house and enjoy the view for the rest of the game. Get your feet kicked up.
Back at Bosse Field, the kids are having fun on a Saturday night. The final one of the year at Bosse Field. Another great crowd hoping to watch the Otters win back-to-back games. Force a winner-take-all, Game 5 tomorrow. Best of 5 series. Quebec leads 2-1. Evansville a 14-5 win last night. 14 runs scored last night, the most Otters runs scored in any game in their postseason history. Otters got a hit at Josh Allen double in the first. Jeffrey Baez nearly had an RBI single, but Jonathan Lacroix in center made a diving catch to rob Baez of an RBI knock. Dakota Phillips leads off the bottom of the second, and the lefty takes the first pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. 1-0. Phillips smashes up the middle over the second base bag and into center. Base hit, Dakota Phillips. Dak continues a nice return to Bosse Field. He had a 2-hit, 3 RBI night last night. And a base hit on a liner up the middle. Bounced right over the second base bag and into center. Second hit of the night for a confident Otters offense. Gary Mattis, not sure anyone's more confident than him. Righty left fielder stands to the plate. Low crouch in the right-handed batter's box. Pitch home. Breaker misses low, 1-0. And Ramirez nodding his head. He liked that pitch. Mattis just didn't chase. Ramirez working out of the stretch. Arms dangling by his side. Beige glove comes set and home inside on a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Mattis has been special in the postseason, hitting .333 in the playoffs so far. 8 hits, 8 driven in, and 4 walks. The 2-0, driven right side over Gideon to make a jogging catch. A couple strides shy of the track. 1 out.
Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 28, Yomar Reyes.
1 away, Phillips still in first, and Yomar Reyes steps into the plate. Righty pitcher facing righty batter. Ramirez fires. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Reyes, in my mind, might have had the biggest swing of yesterday's game. It was just a 2-run ball game in the 5th yesterday. And Reyes, who's had a quiet postseason, 0-1 swing and a miss. Breaking ball falling out of the zone. Reyes shaking his head. 0-2. Started 1 for 14 entering yesterday. Hit a 3-run home run to right. Just bounced off the top of the wall and gone. That was really the key swing as Reyes takes the outside 1-2. It took a tight ball game, a 2-run game in the 5th. Quebec had scored 2 in the 4th. Things were getting a little tense here. And Reyes' 3-run homer made it a 5-run lead, and the Otters never looked back. 1-2, swing and a miss. Stayed with the changeup, and Reyes chases it. 2 away. Phillips still at first, and Ethan Skinder will make his series debut, at least at Bosse Field. He started both games in Quebec, did not play last night, and the designated hitter spot here for the Otters today. Fully grown out the mustache. Righty, waggling a black bat, takes the first pitch, change up at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Ethan 2 for 7 on the series in 2 games at Quebec. Had a double, a run, and stole a base. Has a hit in all 6 games he's played in the postseason. 0-1. This is low. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Metamora, Illinois native, just outside of Peoria. One. Low again. 2 balls and 1 strike to Skinder. His family's been following him around a lot lately. Watching Ethan play in the postseason. Saw his dad here today. And the Otters' everyday second baseman most of the year. The 2-1. Popped up, right side, foul territory. Racing over Bird, and it will get out of play. Off the roof. Rolling back out onto the field. Skinder's been the everyday second baseman for the Otters, but Josh Allen added for this championship series. This started at second base. Skinder started both games at third base in Quebec when the Otters without Yomar Reyes. 2-2. Sliced off the end of the bat, trickling down the right field side, bobbled off the glove of Ramirez, tries to pick it back up, drops it again. Skinder safe at first. Phillips holds it second. Oh, just a messy play by Ruben Ramirez. He had time and he rushed it. Tried to pick up the ball with his glove. Honestly, I think he had time to pick it up with the hand and just toss that way if he took a little more time. Tried to squeeze it with the glove on a roller, couldn't, and tried to pick it up a second time at that point trying to rush, and also couldn't squeeze it. He ruled a base hit by Skinder, so the Otters have 2 on with 2 out. The number 9 batter in the lineup, George Khalil, Otters shortstop, digs in. Another ready-on-ready matchup. No score in the bottom of the second. Lights are on, and now at almost full effect. Pitch home, swing and a miss. Khalil took a hefty hack. 0-1. Fouled right back off the screen. 0-2 to Khalil. Phillips at second, Skinder at first. Daka based it up the middle. Skinder an infield base hit. Put 2 on for Evansville with 2 outs in the second. Otters trying to strike first here at Bosse Field in Game 4 of the Championship Series. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Change up by Ramirez. Strikes out Khalil. 2 strikeouts on the night for Ramirez, and he's stranded 3 Otters runners after 2. Scoreless after 2, Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
We just gotta fill up those empty baskets with the fish. Whoever team can fill up those baskets the quickest with the most fish is our winner. Let's toss. All right, good so far. Great so far. We have a tie. All 3 fish for both teams. They're all winners tonight. A round of applause for Emmy, Ella, Allison, and Hazel with the tin fish toss.
We have a special birthday here at the ballpark. Today, our team chaplain, Tyrone Edwards, celebrating his 53rd birthday on the count of 3. Let's wish Tyrone a very happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to Tyrone Edwards, celebrating 53 years. Happy birthday.
Welcome back to Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series from Bosse Field. An excellent crowd on a Saturday night, hoping to see the Otters force a winner-take-all Game 5 tomorrow for the Frontier League Championship crowd. Good pitchers duel so far, very different than last night. Felt sloppy, lack of rhythm at times. Combined 19 runs between the 2 sides. No runs after 2 so far tonight. Braden Scott facing TJ White in his first pitch in for a strike on the outer third. Ready first baseman White. Lefty pitcher Braden Scott, 6 up, 6 down so far. 0-1. This is high. 1 ball and 1 strike. By the way, we haven't introduced them. Haven't had to make any big calls yet tonight. Mike Fitcher is behind home plate. Mike Weinstein was the home plate umpire last night. He's the crew chief. He's over at third base. And Jim Shaley is at first. If we go to a Game 5 tomorrow, he'd be behind the plates. 1-1, sails outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Sun is set, darkening gray slates. Lights about almost full effect now. Really pleasant evening, 2-1. Broken bat flare, left side, back is Khalil on the edge of the left field grass, makes the catch. My goodness, top of that bat went flying down the left field line, halfway to the Quebec bullpen. A broken bat, as always, brought to you by Niehaus Lumber. There goes some more lumber. Go get your new lumber at Niehaus Lumber. One out. Nobody on in the top of the third for Jonathan Lacroix. Scoreless between the Otters and the Capitals. Lefty on lefty matchup. Scott home. Lacroix shows butt, lays a good one down the third baseline. Gloved by Scott. Fires to first in time. What a good play by Braden Scott. 2 outs. As soon as the bunt was laid down, it was just such an assertive play by Scott. There was no hesitation. Raced after that baseball. What was about as good of a bunt as could have been laid down by Lacroix. There's a lot of pitchers that just wouldn't go after that, and that's a base hit. Scott went right after it, did everything right there. 2 away in the 8th, and Scott trying to go 9 up, 9 down through the first 3 innings against Quebec. Tommy Seidel stands in his way. No score in the top of the third. Scott kicks and deals. Seidel takes on the inner third for his strike, go 1. Former Alabama Crimson Tide player, one of the few righties in this Quebec lineup, the 0-1. Sails high, 1 ball and 1 strike. It's been a nice series for Seidel. Had a good night last night. 2 for 5, double, single, 2 runs. Out of the 9th spot, he's been a good contributor in this series. The 1-1 sails low, 2 balls and 1 strike to the rookie. Scott looking for his 3rd straight in-order inning to start his night. Winds and delivers. Chopper left side down the line, fair ball, bare hand by Reyes, throw to first, not in time. Infield base hit for Seidel, the first base runner for Quebec. Very softly hit ball. Seidel really rolled over it, but right down the line. I wonder if Reyes should have just waited and hoped that ball kicked to the left. It was hopping down the grass. Reyes charged after it, made a barehanded throw that really never stood a chance by how softly the ball was hit. Probably wouldn't have kicked to the left, but might have been his best chance. Scott a pickoff throw to first. Seidel was leaning the wrong way, scampered back in time, a head first slide under the tag. Ruben Castro, top of the order for Quebec, steps up. 2 outs. Seidel at first. No score, top 3. Scott looks back at first. First time out of the stretch and home. Inside to Castro, 1-0. 38th pitch of the night for Scott in just the 3rd inning. Pitching on short rest. Just 3 days off for Scott instead of the normal 4. 122 pitches on Tuesday night against the Capitals, which was a season high. 1-0. Slurve sails outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Castro. Slurve at the knees. A beaut. Strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Castro. It's been a special playoffs for Ruben Castro. He had 6 hits entering this series. And he's only gotten better here in the championship series. Lefty catcher from Puerto Rico. 2-1. Popped up into left. Back is Mattis. Scampering, still back at the edge of the track. Makes the catch. Scott works around his first base runner, a base hit. He's pitched 3 scoreless tonight against the Capitals. Middle 3, no score. Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Wishing a happy 46th anniversary to Larry and Beverly here at the ballpark. Larry and Beverly celebrating their 46th anniversary. Great to have you with us. for the Frontier League Championship Series.
Bottom three from Bosse Field. No score between the Otters and the Capitales. Griffin Epstein alongside director Jordan Fisher, our entire Otters Digital Network crew, and on Flow Sports. Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Quebec hoping this is the last game of the Frontier League season. The Otters hoping to force one more tomorrow. Top of the order leads off in the third for the Otters. Noah Myers, lefty, takes a first pitch high. Top of the order for Evansville. Myers grounded out to second back in the first. Ruben Ramirez fires home. Myers drives it into center. Gideon has no idea where the baseball is. Hands are up, looking up. It's gone! Gideon couldn't find the baseball because it was sailing 20 feet over his head and over the wall. Back-to-back days with a homer for Myers, and the Otters strike first, 1-0 Evansville. Patrick Scalabrini talked about it in the Quebec newspaper before the start of this series, that playing here was going to be tough because of the lighting. And Gideon didn't see the baseball at all, but it wasn't going to matter. That ball sailed 10 feet over the right field wall. It's 1-0 Otters. Noah Myers looking everything like the Frontier League Rookie of the Year, getting back here to Bosse Field. Josh Allen swings and drives one right side over. He's Gideon at the line, and I'm not sure he really saw the baseball again. It bounces along the warning track. I think Gideon's having a lot of trouble right now. Kind of looked like he had some idea where the baseball was, but he put his hands up when it eventually landed about 10 feet in front of him. Bosse Field lighting is very tough. This is the big sloping roof above the grandstand, and especially at this time, or just past dusk, the lights haven't pretty much fully taken effect, but not enough that your eyes have fully adjusted to them. Allen swings and misses, and he's down on strikes, one away. Eyes kind of haven't fully adjusted, and the lights are just bouncing right off the roof, and you're trying to find a white baseball in the midst of that. And when your eyes kind of aren't used to it, the first time a ball flies at you in the outfield, it can be really tough. Something we've seen opposing fielders deal with all season. The Otters outfielders have mostly been used to it. Kona Quiggle takes the first pitch strike. So 1-0 Evansville, bottom of the third. The 0-1. Ramirez working very quickly. Changed up, misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Back-to-back nights with a home run for Myers. He had a solo homer last night to lead off the first inning. 1-1 swing and a miss. Quiggle chasing a high heater, 1-2. The Otters, after 6 home runs last night, have a blast here in the third inning to take a 1-0 lead. One, two. Inside it hit Quiggle. Got him somewhere on the right arm. Had it bounced off the shoulder and the arm. Quiggle taking off all of his protectors he's got on. The elbow protector, the ankle protector, the hand protector. He is protected after the hit by pitch, and good to go down to first base. Quiggle at first, 1 out. Brings up Jeffrey Baez, who nearly had an RBI hit back in the first. Jonathan Lacroix in center made a leaping catch to rob Baez of a hit. Pretty play by the Montreal center fielders. Baez fouls the first pitch back off the top of the screen. 1-0 Otters, bottom of the third. 1 on, 1 out. Myers a solo blast, breaking up scoreless ball game. Ramirez working on the first base side of the rubber, kicks and delivers. Baez fouls it back again. Otters hitting 6 home runs last night, postseason record, and tied the second most home runs hit in an Evansville game in franchise history in 28 years of Otters baseball. 0-2. Poked foul, right side. Defensive swing by Baez to stay alive. The only time the Otters in any game, 28 years, had hit more home runs was in 2005. They had 7 home runs against now defunct River City. 0-2 in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Baez. That was a historic night. If you look in the Otter record books, there's a bunch of offensive records set from that night. Last night was unprecedented, really. Amazing to see. Something about championship games and something about this series so far has brought out the unexpected and unprecedented. 1-2, changeup misses low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Otters have to be feeling pretty good about their power, too. Evansville now 11 home runs in this series. 2-2. Popped up right side in foul territory. White racing over, dead sprint at the warning track. He'll bounce into the 3rd row. So much foul ground to cover here. That ball is way out in any other ballpark in the front ceiling. But White almost ran it down. It just sailed into the seats, and a kid's got a souvenir. There we go. Got to pay attention in those box seats. It's right where the net ends. I had a lot of foul balls over there. 2-2 home again. Baez chops it left side, back to third baseman Profar. Gloves, tosses to second for 1 to first, not in time. Baez able to run it out. Quebec gets the force at second, and Baez and Quiggle will trade spots as Quebec takes the second out of the inning. Dakota Phillips had a base hit back in the second. Lefty batter digs in to face Ramirez. Baez at first, 2 outs. 1-0 Evansville in the bottom of the 3rd. Ramirez, 42 pitches now here in the 3rd. Quebec did use a lot of arms last night. Here's the pitch home. Phillips takes on the inner 3rd for his strike 0-1. But talking to the voices of the Capitals after the game, they did use a lot of arms, but felt most of their most important guys in the bullpen were not used. Quebec used 4 arms out of the pen. No, 1 misses low. Baez taking off. Good throw to second. Out is Baez. Baez got a really good jump, but Ruben Castro an even better throw on the money, and Valentin tags him out. Castro has been strong behind the plate. He throws out another Otter runner. That ends the 3rd. Noah Myers, though, a solo blast, and it's 1-0 Evansville after 3 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Sit that pig in there. All the way back. Slippery pig. Okay. Now Kyler's turn. Send him home. Oh! Negative yards. That's okay. A round of applause for Kyler and Roman tonight for our Hickory Pit Stop Flying Pigs. Back to you, Zane.
Frontier League Baseball on Flow Sports is presented by Old National Bank. Your success is everything. Top four, 1-0 Otters. Justin Gideon, lefty, leads off for Quebec and takes the first pitch strike from the southpaw, Braden Scott. Noah Myers, a solo home run, the only run in Game 4 here of the Frontier League Championship Series. 0-1. Breaker on the outside corner, catches the zone. No balls and 2 strikes to Gideon. What a great start to the ballgame for Scott. 3 innings pitched, disallowed just 1 base run. It was an infield single. 0-2. Swing and a miss. High heater. Gideon strikes out. 1 away. 4th German American Bank strikeout for Braden Scott. And he is dealing early. As Greg Bird comes to the plate. Former New York Yankee designated hitter. Hit a ball pretty hard to right. Probably the hardest hit ball of the game for Quebec. Baez made the catch right at the track. A check swing off the end of the bat. Trickles down the third base line. Glove by Reyes. Throw to first. Beats Bird by a stride. Just like that, 2 outs. Well, Bird tried to hold up his swing and it just bounced off the top of his bat. Ended up being a pretty easy ground out. 2 very quick outs for Scott here in the 4th. The Otters are getting exactly what they were hoping from their star pitcher. 2 outs, nobody on for Jeremy Profar. Takes the first pitch inside, 1-0. The concern for Scott was, he's pitching on short rest. This is not a guy who's been a starter over the last couple years in the Blue Jays organization. He was only used as a bullpen guy. 1-0. This is low, 2 balls and no strikes, and I was very curious to see how Scott's body would handle the lack of rest. No doubt Braden Scott is an incredibly tough mentally guy. The mental side of the game was not going to be an issue. It's just a matter of if his body was going to be all right. 2-0. This is inside. 3 balls and no strikes to Profar. And so far, Scott has looked as dominant as can be. A day shorter rest. Second straight start against the same team just on Tuesday. Pitched against Quebec, the 3-0. At the knees for a strike. Profar took a step towards first to get back into the batter's box. Scott had some blister issues, too, on his throwing hand earlier this season. It's another concern. 3-1, chopped left side over Khalil to backhand. Long throw to first in time. George Khalil showing off the arm at shortstop, fading away towards the third base line. A bullet to get Profar, and Braden Scott erasing any concerns you could have about pitching on short rest. 4 shutout innings. Middle 4th, 1-0 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
For the Frontier League Championship Series, Game 4 on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. Flow Sports, the official streaming partner of the Frontier League. For more information, visit EvansvilleOtters.com.
Bottom 4 from Bosse Field. Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Quebec leads 2-1 in a best-of-5 series, but the Otters lead 1-0 tonight. What a performance so far tonight by Braden Scott. A day short of rest. He was dominant against Quebec in 7 excellent innings against the Capitals on Tuesday. He's been even more lights out tonight. Just one base runner allowed through 4. It was an infield base hit. He's gotten some help. Good defensive play so far behind him as well. The Otters hoping to add some more runs. All they have is a Noah Myers solo homer as we start the bottom of the 4th. Dakota Phillips leading off. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Dak was at the plate in the 3rd, but Jeffrey Baez was thrown out stealing to end the inning. So Phillips will start over his at bat. 1-0 from Ramirez. Fastball misses high. 2 balls to no strikes. It's really been a pretty good start, though, so far for Ramirez. Worked around some runners in scoring position. Changeup has been impressive early. The 2-0 swing and a miss. High heater. 2 balls to 1 strike. Command has been good for Ramirez, which was an issue in his start against the Otters back in May. He pitched 92 innings in the regular season for Quebec, more than anyone else on their roster. As Phillips swings and misses 2-2. Past 2 seasons of the Royals organization before joining Quebec this year. He played college ball at Point Park University. 2-2, misses inside, and a full count to Phillips. Point Park is an NAIA school in Pittsburgh. Payoff to Phillips. Swing and a miss. Fastball up, 1 away. And for landscape design that is truly unique, look to locally owned Wild Horticulture, where they need a team to design and construct a large-scale landscape project for your business, or looking to create an epic backyard retreat, complete with plants, water, and light installation. The experienced team at Wild can take your ideas to the next level. You've likely seen the creative work all over town. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom 4, 1-0 Otters. First pitch to Mattis. Changeup is a strike. Wild Horticulture has the skills and resources, deliver inspiring spaces, and bring your ideas to life. Have a project in mind? Find them on Instagram at wildspaces.com. 0-1 sails outside. 1 ball to 1 strike to Mattis. 1 run on 4 hits for the Otters. No runs on just 1 hit for Quebec. 1-1. Lined into soft, shallow center. Bat Glode leaps over his glove and down. And Glode is hurt. Getting up, limping. Hopefully the second baseman is all right. He made quite the effort on a blooper to right, leaping backwards to try to make the play, and he's running it off. Gary Mattis just keeps on finding ways to get hits in this series. It's his 6th hit of the series. So Mattis at first, yes, good speed there as well. 7 stolen bases in 20 games in the regular season for the Otters. Omar Reyes, ready third baseman, digs in. 1 on, 1 out, 1-0 Otters, bottom 4. Ramirez out of the stretch and home. Reyes pokes it into right center. Over is Lacroix. He will reach up and make the catch, belt high. 2 outs. 2 away. Mattis at first. Ethan Skinder had a base hit back in the 2nd, comes to the plate. Another righty for the Otters. 54 pitches for Ramirez here in the bottom of the 4th. Very different than last night. First 4 innings last night took nearly 2 hours. Evansville scored in 7 of 8 innings at the plate yesterday. First pitch to Skinder, a fastball at the knees for a strike, 0-1. So far, this game looking far more like games 1 and 2 in Quebec that were low scoring through the first at least few innings. Game Scott started in game 1 in Quebec was a 2-2 ball game all the way into the 8th until all chaos broke loose with home runs. 0-1, chop left side, under the glove, Profar it into left. Third baseman tried to stab at it, and it bounced right over his mitt. Over the shoulder of Valentine, the shortstop, and into left. Seidel throws it in, and Skinder has a 2-hit night already. The Otters have had a runner in scoring position in every inning so far today. 2 on, 2 out. George Khalil came up in this exact scenario in the 2nd and struck out. Khalil hoping this time is different. George hitting 167 in the postseason with 4 hits. 3 of his hits, though, have come in this series. First pitch to Khalil is in for a strike. Fastball must have just caught the bottom corner. That looked a little low to me. But I've got bad eyesight. Hopefully the umpires have 20/20 vision. I wouldn't hire myself as an umpire. I just don't have good eyesight. 0-1. Khalil pops it up into left. Over is Seidel, drifting under the baseball, reaches up, makes the snag. Otters get 2 hits, strand both after 4. 1-0 Evansville. Good pitchers duel. Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Once again, your Southwest Graphics Evansville Otter Bells.
Frontier League Baseball on Flow Sports is presented by Working Distributors, Evansville. Top of the 5th from Bosse Field. Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series between Evansville and Quebec. 1-0 lead for the Otters over the Capitals. Evansville was dealt 2 heartbreaking losses in games 1 and 2. Otters had leads in the 9th in both games. Quebec at walk-off home runs back-to-back nights. Evansville bounced back last night with a 14-5 victory. And the story tonight, it's been all about the southpaw from Jasonville, Indiana, Braden Scott. Dominant through 4 innings. First pitch to David Claude is lined into left. Back as Gary Mattis reaches up, makes the grab. 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the 5th. This is how the night's going for Braden Scott. Outs and quickly. The only hit by Seidel was an infield base hit on a high chopper to the left side. Really had no chance at anyone getting it out. Just 51 pitches here with 1 out in the 5th for Scott. He's been impressive and then some. Pitch home to Valentine. Breaking ball sails high, 1-0. Scott lives in Clinton, Indiana now, north of Terre Haute. Went to school in Jasonville, which is south of Terre Haute. If you don't know where Terre Haute is, it's about 2 hours to the east of Indianapolis, just on the border of Illinois. Valentine takes inside 2-0. Scott went to community college at only Central College in Illinois, just across the border from Terre Haute. Here's the 2-0. Valentine takes the strike at the knees. 2 balls to 1 strike. Community college there for 2 years. At OCC, was a starter and moved to Indiana University. 3 years with the Hoosiers coming out of the bullpen. A 2-1, grounded left side. In Khalil, the shortstop to glove it. Throw to first, beats Valentine by a stride. Reyes tried to cut that ball off, racing over to his left. Couldn't reach it. But Khalil, who's played a nice short tonight with another really long throw, and his body taking him the other way, able to get Valentine easily. That's a big reason Khalil in the ball game for his glove, and he now has 3 putouts on the night. 2 outs, nobody on for TJ White here in the top of the 5th. 1-0 Evansville. Scott home. White takes high, 1-0. Scott knows how to win a championship. He won a Big Ten title in 2019 with the Hoosiers. Hoosier tried and true. 1-0 to White. Slurve on the inner third for a strike, 1-1. Scott, plenty of family members in the stands today. There's always Scott family and friends seem to be watching Braden whenever he starts here at Bosse. 1-1. Inside, 2 balls to 1 strike. Some of the friends and family wearing t-shirts today that say, Great Scott. Two one home. Outside, 3 balls to 1 strike. I know that phrase from Back to the Future. I'm not sure if Great Scott, the phrase, started in Back to the Future. That's bitter that Back to the Future just stole it. But I think you could say Great Scott tonight. The 3-1 fouled straight back. And a full count. Scott tried to work his 5th straight shutout inning to start tonight. 2 outs, nobody on, top 5, 1-0 Otters. Payoff coming. Long look in for Scott at the belt. Sidesteps and fires. Fouled straight back off the top of the mask of Phillips and just over the shoulder of White or of Lacroix. It was on deck. On deck circle is pretty close to home plate here at Bosse Field. Another payoff coming. Second of the night. Scott deals. High, ball 4. Just the second base runner of the night for Quebec. TJ White, a walk. The first walk of the night for Scott. Had walked to combine 6 batters in his first 2 starts of the postseason. His command had been excellent. White does get aboard. 2 outs. White at first. Jonathan Lacroix, lefty center fielder, digs in. Scott turns and fires. Breaking ball misses inside, 1-0. One nothing Otters, top 5. Noah Myers a solo home run, the only run so far tonight's ball game. Scott at the belt, kicks and fires. Lined into right center. This ball will get down for a base hit. Coming in is Myers to play it off a hop. White holds it second. And Quebec has a runner in scoring position for the first time today.
Left fielder, 29, Tommy Seidel.
White at second, Lacroix at second, 2 outs, and Tommy Seidel, left fielder, I mentioned earlier, has had a great series. Including 2 hits yesterday, had an infield base hit on a high chopper to the left side back in the second. Scott trying to work out of his first jam of the day. Peeks back at second, kicks and fires. Slurve on the inside corner for his strike. 0-1. Five hits on the series now for Seidel here in game number 4. 0-1 to the righty. Swing and a miss. Took a huge hack and fell, tipped it into the glove of Phillips. Big pitch here for Scott. Try to end the 5th. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss. Fastball strikes out Seidel. Great Scott. 5 shutout innings from Braden Scott. He trans 2 in the 5th. Middle 5, 1-0 Evansville in game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Back at Bosse Field, bottom of the 5th. Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series between the Otters and the Capitales. 1-0 lead because of Noah Myers. A solo blast by Myers to right. That's the only run of the ball game. What a series, what a last 2 days it's been for the Frontier League Rookie of the Year. He had a 3-hit night last night, a double shy of the cycle. And Myers with his second home run in as many days, the lone run so far in the night of the ball game. He'll lead off the bottom of the 5th to take a first pitch strike at the top of the zone. Myers was quiet, uncharacteristically quiet in Canada. 0-1, misses outside. 1 ball to 1 strike. 0 for 8 in the 2 games with just a walk. He's come back on his home turf and been as advertised as one of the best players in the league. The 1-1 misses inside. 2 balls to 1 strike. 3 for 4 yesterday. Double shy of the cycle. Drove into a walk and a run. Grounds one right side, right to the second baseman. Glode collects to first to beat Myers by a step. 1 out. Now, Ruben Ramirez has dealt with a lot of runners on. He's had at least a runner on in every inning. A runner's reached scoring position too in all innings, but has limited the damage to just 1 and only at 62 pitches here in the 5th. He's putting in a nice start for Quebec. First pitch to Allen is grounded left side and foul in between the third base bag and Otters third base coach and manager Andy McCauley. Allen doubled back in the first, 1 for 2. The 1 to the righty, breaking ball on the inner third for a strike. Just over an hour into baseball, already in the bottom of the 5th. At this time yesterday, I think we were still in the 2nd inning. 0-2. Allen flies right side, out of play. It's been a completely different ball game. It's amazing in baseball. One night, 2 teams can have a shootout and home runs and runners on and airs, and then a night like tonight is a 360. 0-2, misses outside. Breaker, 1 ball and 2 strikes to the righty, Josh Allen. And no, if you're just tuning into this series, it's not the Buffalo Bills quarterback that's decided to do a Michael Jordan and take up baseball. 1-2 home, fastball outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. What this Josh Allen is trying to do, though, is win 2 championships with the Otters. The 2-2 misses outside and a full count. Allen won it in 2016. He was a superstar of that team. Had one of the best single years in Otters history. Payoff home. Fouled straight back off the screen. Allen in 2016 set the franchise record that still holds hits, batting average, and doubles. Lead the Otters to their 2nd Frontier League crown. Payoff again, fly to right side and foul. Allen putting in together a good at bat. Allen was picked up by the New York Mets in 2017. Payoff home, misses outside, and a walk to Allen. Briefly picked up by the Mets. Came back to independent baseball in 2018, was with the St. Paul Saints for 3 seasons, and then with the King County Cougars over the last 2 years, briefly with the Otters in 2021, and with the Cougars season ending on Sunday, Allen, Otters legend, coming back to try to win a 2nd title, and he's on base for the 2nd time today. Kona Quiggle steps to the plate, lefty batter. First pitch home to Kona, strike at the knees. Allen at first, 1 out in the 5th. Quiggle was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd and flew out to center back in the 1st. Ramirez at the belt and home. Inside, Quiggle sliding out of the way. Good stop like Castro. 1 ball to 1 strike. Castro home. Fouled back. 1 run on 6 hits, no errors for Evansville. No runs on 2 hits, no errors for Quebec. First blowout of the series last night. Quebec won both game 1 and 2 by identical scores of 7-6. 1-2 from Ramirez. Fouled back again off the screen by Quiggle. Good long at bats here, back-to-back by Allen and Quiggle. There haven't been a lot of them on either side so far tonight. It's working up the pitch count of Ruben Ramirez, now to 75. One-two. Grounded right side and foul. Ramirez, 1 walk, 1 hit batter. He's allowed 4 singles, a double, and the lone run, the solo blast to Myers. Ramirez, quick step off, pick off the first. Allen dives back in safely. Allen had a stolen base yesterday, the Otters' only of the evening. 1-2, Allen takes off, pitches low, throw to second is great. Safe though, Allen. Just under the tag of Valentine. And as good of a throw it was by Castro. The one fault is it bounced into the glove of Valentine. If that's on the fly, the Allen's out. It was perfect accuracy, right where you want it in front of the second base back. So Allen has his second stolen base of the series. Good speed at 31 years old. Dirt all over the jersey now. The 2-2 grounded right side foul. Allen in scoring position. The Otters looking for some insurance here in the 5th. They have gone in an unbelievable start so far from Braden Scott. 5 shutout innings on just 67 pitches. He's only allowed 2 hits and a walk. 2-2. Inside, bounces away from Castro. He's quickly there to grab it. Allen holds it second. Full count to Quiggle. Kona went 2 for 5 yesterday, including a solo home run in the 6th inning. Ramirez at the belt and home. Grounded right side and foul. Just to the right of the first base back. Bounced off the glove of White. Ramirez was starting to race over to potentially cover the back. But we'll do the payoff again. 1-0 Otters, bottom 5th. Runner at second, 1 out. Ramirez readies and delivers. Popped up by Quiggle high into the late evening sky, and foul ground is White, the first baseman, drifting over to his right, reaches up and drops the ball. The tough Bosse Field lights strike again. White can't make the catch. He overran it just a bit. It sailed over his head, tried to reach back, and it bounced off the back of his glove and onto the grass. So Quiggle will get another chance and extend this lengthy at bat. Wow, this is pitch number 11. Another payoff, fouled away. This at bat has been sneaky long because Quiggle's fouled a couple away, and then there's been a ball or a strike and fouled a few more away. It's not like he's fouled 10 in a row, but this is turning into a never-ending at bat between Ramirez and Quiggle. Righty pitcher facing lefty batter. Home, chopped right side, fair ball over his White, the first baseman, a glove underhand tossed to Ramirez, who steps on the bag for the second act. You know, it's an out, but the Otter fans are giving Quiggle an applause. That long of an at bat really cut into the pitch count of Ruben Ramirez. 14 pitch at bat, and with that at bat, Cody Clark, Quebec pitching coach, going to come and chat with Ramirez. Allen moved from second to third on the ground out, so he's 90 feet away. Otters trying to double the 1-0 lead in the 5th. 6 hits for the Otters, but unlike last night's explosive performance for Evansville, have stranded runners in scoring position in 3 of the first 4 innings. Clark walking back to the Quebec dugout, and Ramirez stepping behind the mound, tossing the ball up and down, getting some applause from his friend Ruben Castro behind home plate. 2 Rubens. Ruben Ramirez on the mound, Ruben Castro behind the plate, 2 Puerto Rico natives. Jeffrey Baez ready to the plate, is 0 for 2 today. Pitch home. Baez takes all the way, a strike at the knees. Oh, 1. Swing and a miss. Nasty breaking ball falling out of the zone. Ramirez kind of lost his balance, stumbled to his right. Great break on that pitch, and he's a strike away from escaping the 5th. 0-2 to Baez. Ramirez kicks and deals. Outside, and Baez doesn't bite that time. 1-2. One nothing Otters, bottom 5. 1-2 home. Low, good stop by Castro. Ball at his feet, kick to his left. Made a backhanded glove stop to keep the ball from rolling behind him, with Allen 90 feet away at third base. Ramirez's pitch count rises to 87 now. This is by far his longest inning. Couple long good at-bats by Allen. Going to Quiggle work to 12 pitch at-bats. 2-2. Fly to right side, racing over Gideon at the foul line and running out of room. Bounces into the concourse, and a horde of children running after it. No action yet in the Quebec bullpen. There's a couple guys stretching. No throwing. Ramirez at the belt, kicks and fires. Baez flies it out of play right side again. These are the at-bats that have led to Otters' offensive success all series. Foul ball after foul ball. Patience, precise, just waiting for the right pitch. Ramirez kicks and deals. Slice left side and foul. Chopper to the left of the third base back. Baez will kiss the top of the bat to thank him for keeping this at bat going. Another 2-2. Grounded left side in the shortstop. Valentin gloves, throw to first in time to get Baez. Long at bats, but Ramirez continues his strong work. Doesn't end up giving up a hit in the 5th, just 1 walk, and holds the Otters scoreless. After 5, Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series, Evansville 1, Quebec nothing on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
All you do is spin around the bat 10 times, and then once we're all good and dizzy, we build our sub. And once that sub is built, we hand it off to our honor bell. The first one to do that is our winner. All right, on your mark, get set, go, spin, spin. Sandwiches taste much better when you're dizzy. Master chefs out here on Bosse Field. It looks like Riley is our winner. And a round of applause for Alana as well for the Jersey Mike's Build a Sub. It's the only way to top a sub with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes, no food coloring. The only way to get it at Jersey Mike's, authentic ingredients, make a sub above at 939 North Burkhart Road in Evansville.
Top of the 6th. Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series. 1-0 lead for Evansville over Quebec. Braden Scott, what a performance so far tonight. 5 shutout, has allowed just 3 base runners. The southpaw faces the top of the order for Quebec. Ruben Castro here in the 6th. First pitch to Castro. Sails high for a ball. Lefty on lefty matchup. Scott out of the windup and deals. Slurve catches the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Just 69 pitches so far tonight for Scott. 5 strikeouts, just 1 walk. 1-1, fastball in, just missed. 2 balls or 1 strike. Two 1-0. Hit left side and foul, 2-2. What makes Otters fans understandably nervous is Evansville's bullpen in tight games. Not so strong the first 2 games of this series. Even in the last game against Gateway that the Otters held on to win, Evansville nearly blew a lead in that one. The 2-2 misses outside. And a full count to Castro. But the Otters bullpen did look a lot better last night. 4 innings worked, allowed just 1 run. Full count to Castro. Here's the payoff. Inside, ball 4. A leadoff walk. Scott walked to batter back in the 5th. His 2nd walk of the night here to Castro. Slurve that couldn't find the zone. Castro aboard for the first time today. Justin Gideon has struck out in his first 2 at-bats against Scott. Digs in. 1-0. Otters lead. Scott kicks and fires. Fouled straight back. Otters trying to force game 4. Or trying to force game 5. Winner take all game tomorrow night, which would be at 5:05. Otters won their last championship in 2016. Today, 1 year ago, or today, in 2016, I guess, how many years ago is that? 7 years ago, as Gideon fouls one back to the backstop, 0-2. September 16th, 2016. That was in a game 5 here at Bosse Field, a 2-1 victory. Evansville needs a win tonight to force a game 5 tomorrow, which will be the final game of the Frontier League 2023 season. 0-2. Grounded right side, past Phillips into right, base hit. Down to second goes Castro, and Quebec has 2 on with nobody out. Gideon grounding one past Quiggle at first. Allen, the second baseman, couldn't get over there. Through the 4-3 hole. And Quebec with their best opportunity of the day. They had not had a base runner reach before 2 outs in an inning until here in the 6th. And quickly the Otters bullpen is going to get moving. Castro at second, Gideon at first, and Greg Bird, the big lefty, standing to the plate. Dakota Phillips, the Otters catcher, is going to walk out and have a brief chat with Braden Scott. 1-0 Evansville. You're in the top of the 6th. Every inch, every moment, every pitch of this ball game is key, and a tight pitcher's duel. Kevin Davis, who has pitched in every game of the postseason for the Otters, is warming up in Evansville's bullpen. Lefty on lefty matchup, Scott to Bird. Braden kicks and fires, grounded foul right side. Bird is 0 for 2 today. Gave a ball a long ride out to the warning track and right back in the first. Had a nice night last night, though. 3 for 4 for Bird. Reached 4 times. Drove in a pair of runs. 0-1 counts. Scott kicks and fires. Grounded right side. Pass Quiggle and into right. Hustling around third and held is Castro, and now he's going to score.
Third baseman,
Baez late getting the ball, and Castro originally was held and came home as Baez bobbled and dropped the ball in right. Man, how many times have we seen that by Otters outfielders in the postseason? And we're tied at 1. Greg Bird, the RBI base hit. Tied at 1, there's still nobody out, and Otters pitching coach Max Peterson walking out to chat with Scott. It's been a dominant outing for Scott. All of a sudden, after just 3 base runners had reached through the first 5 innings, 3 straight have reached here in the 6th. 78 pitches for Scott. Phillips with some more words for Scott before going back behind home plate. A walk to Castro, base hit, Jitty, an RBI base hit by Bird. They won't give an error to Baez, just a late relay in. Really, Baez just took him a while to get to the ball. Then there was a brief bobble. First pitch to Profar. Righty takes outside, 1-0. Gideon at second, Bird at first, nobody out. Just like that, Quebec has tied the game at 1. Scott looks back at second and fires home. Popped up high in the air by Profar. Behind home plate, Dakota Phillips looking up, can't make the catch. Lunged at a ball in front of him right against the screen and outside of Phillips' reach. Even for the Otters, playing with the unique dimensions of Bosse Field and the lights can be challenging. One to Profar. That's a big play there. Two on, nobody out. Top 6. Quebec has tied the ball game at 1. Scott home. Fouled straight back. 1-2 to Profar. Profar's 0 for 2 today. 2 ground outs. Hit the walk-off home run for Quebec on Thursday, but Profar's hitless here at Bosse. 0 for 6 with a walk. Davis continuing to throw in the Otters bullpen. Scott still looking for the first out of the 6th inning. 1-2 home. Fly to right side in foul territory. Quiggle racing over at the wall, reaching over, and it's out of play onto the roof. The 1-2 again to Profar. Scott and the Otters desperately looking for the first out of the 6th. One-two home. Grounded left side foul. A walk to Castro started the inning on a full count. Gideon hit one right side past the glove of Quiggle, and then Bird lined one into right. After Castro hesitated at third, came around to score the tying run. Scott had only allowed 3 base runners through the first 5 innings. 3 straight have reached here in the 6th. 1-2 home. High chopper right side and foul. Pitch way up in the zone. Profar just chopped his bat towards the baseball. Turning into a long at bat, and Scott's pitch count suddenly rising up quickly. 83 pitches now here in the 6th. Guy on a day of short rest. 122 pitches in 7 innings at Quebec on Tuesday. 1-2 home. Swing and a miss. Fastball up. Profar strikes out, 1 away. 5th strikeout of the night for Scott. Boy, was that a big one. David Glode, lefty second baseman, stands to the plate. Gideon at second, the go-ahead run. Bird at first. For Scott, this is it. This is the end of his season. How much does he have left in the tank? First pitch home, a slurve on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 to Glode. Certainly going to empty every last anything in his arm, in his soul, in this next inning or so. Trying to get the Otters to a winner-take-all game tomorrow. The 0-1 fouled back. 0-2 to Glode. Glode's 0 for 2 today. Strikeout looking, flew out to left. Scott looking in, beige brown glove at the chest. Gets the sign from Phillips. High set. Kicks and fires. Fly left side, foul. Stays 0-2 to Glode. 2 on, 1 out, tied at 1, top 6. Scott twirls home. Grounded right side, racing over. Allen past his reach and to right. Around third comes Ginny in the throw. Home is late. Quebec takes the lead. David Glode, the RBI base hit. 2-1 Quebec. Another grounder to the right side. Allen tried to go all the way out on the right to find the baseball. Past his reach, and Baez's throw not in time. 3 hits and a walk here in the 6th for Quebec to take the lead. Bird to second, Glode at first. Jesmuel Valentin, ready shortstop, steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today, 2 groundouts to short. 2-1 Quebec. Pitch home, sails high 1-0. The Otters have to be shaking their heads at squandered chances offensively. A runner in scoring position. In the 4 innings, they did not score in. Actually didn't have a runner in scoring position in the 3rd. Nolan Myers hit a solo homer. 1-0. Sails high again. 2 balls and no strikes to Valentin. Does Max Peterson make a change soon? 91 pitches now for Scott. At the belt, takes a big deep breath and home. Fastball at the knees, a strike. 2-1 to Valentin. Quebec's bullpen is quiet. Ruben Ramirez has had a really nice night on the mound for the Capitals. Just to be staying out for the bottom of the 6th. 2-1. Flied high in the air into shallow left. Back is Khalil, the shortstop. In Gary Mattis, the left fielder, calls Khalil off and makes the catch down to a knee for the 2nd out. Mattis often makes catches look a little bit harder than maybe they should be, but it's an out. Catching it chest high down to a knee in shallow left. 2 away, and it brings up TJ White. 0 for 1 with a walk. Bird at second, Glode at first, and that might do it for Braden Scott. Max Peterson, the Otters pitching coach, walking out. Kevin Davis is going to come in, and the night in the season's going to end for Braden Scott. It was a great night, though. 5 shutout innings. He allowed just 3 base runners. Was dominant through 5, and while it doesn't end in the 6th the way he liked, he has given the Otters a chance to win this ball game. A handshake from manager Andy McCauley. Kevin Davis in to try to get the last out of the 6th. 2 on, 2 out. 2-1 Quebec on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Evansville, call the bullpen. Kevin Davis. In to pitch. The battery Davis is on the mound. Phillips behind the plate. The pitcher catcher battery is powered by the answer Ottawa East. 2319 North Creeper Road, 4812 9000. Tell them, sent from the Otters, Sid you.
Back at Bosse Field, Quebec has scored 2 in the top of the 6th to take a 2-1 lead in Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series. The Otters making a call to the bullpen. They're ready. Kevin Davis into the ballgame, making his 7th appearance already of the postseason. Davis has pitched more than anyone else for the Otters in the postseason, has allowed 8 earned runs on 10 hits and 4 2/3 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts to 3 walks. But coming off a really nice performance last night, worked a 1-2-3 7th inning with 2 strikeouts and just 14 pitches. Perfect inning against Quebec last night. Trying to get TJ White out with 2 outs and 2 on in the bottom of the 6th. High set for Davis and home. Fastball in for a strike at the letters. A walk and 3 singles for Quebec have given them a 2-1 lead. Bird at second, Glode at first. Davis at the belt. Looks back at second and comes home. Flied straight back. 0-2 to White. Davis trying to get a quick out here in the 6th to keep the damage at just 2. Oh-2. Check swing. White went around. He's out. Went around on a pitch in the dirt, and Kevin Davis needs just 3 pitches in entering to strike out White and end the 6th. Quebec, though, takes the lead. A walk, RBI base hit by Bird to tie the game. A go-ahead RBI base hit by Glode. Middle of the 6th, Quebec leads 2-1. Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series on the Otters Digital Network.
Visit Drake's at 1222 Hirschland Road or drakes.white.com. Now let's dance. The catcher, number 7, Dakota Phillips.
Bottom of the 6th, Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series, and Evansville in need for a comeback to keep their season going. They trail 2-1. Dakota Phillips leads off the bottom of the 6th, swinging and missing at the first pitch from Ruben Ramirez. Righty starter still pitching for Quebec. He turns and delivers. Phillips fouls it off the top of the screen. 0-2. Just 1 run for the Otters tonight, a solo home run by Noah Myers. Evansville has had their chances. Have 6 hits. Hit by pitch, a walk, runner in scoring position. They've stranded a runner in scoring position. In every half inning today, they haven't scored it. The 0-2 misses high, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Phillips. Their last night's explosive offensive performance with 14. Otters have not been able to convert with runners in scoring position so far tonight. Ramirez home, check swing by Phillips, appeal to third. Mike Weinstein says he held up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch home, swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the glove of Castro. One away in the 6th.
Left fielder, number 45.
Bring up Gary Mattis. 1 for 2 today, singled in the 4th. It's been a big postseason for Mattis. Well, he finished the ball game yesterday for the Otters, a 3-run homer in the 8th. Pitch home, swing and a miss. Fastball up. And Ramirez, who took a while to get through a long 5th inning, Cody Quiggle had a 12-pitch at bat. Otters got Josh Allen to 3rd. He's looking strong here after some run support. 0-1. Fastball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ramirez was sitting in the Ashley home furniture, best seats in the house, a couple hours before first pitch. Had his legs up in the air, AirPods in, just chilling. Trying to relax before this playoff game. And he's looked excellent as Mattis golfs at a pitch. Down in the dirt, 1-2. Quebec, bottom of the 6th, 1 out and nobody on. Quebec reliever is just starting to toss. 1-2 outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Austin Morozis is just soft tossing right now in the Quebec bullpen. Righty, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Nasty from Ramirez, 2 away. Back-to-back Ks for Ruben Ramirez here in the 6th. He's looked sharp. 5 strikeouts now on the night for the Ready from Puerto Rico. Omar Reyes comes to the plate. 2 outs, nobody on. Ready matchup. First pitch home. A fastball misses inside, 1-0. Reyes 0 for 2 today, and a 3-run home run in the 5th. That's his only hit so far in this series. 1-0. Fouled straight back off the netting. 2 in the 6th for Quebec to go ahead, and chasing the starter Braden Scott, who'd been so dominant for the first 5 innings. 3 singles and a walk enough. 1-1. Right at the knees for a strike, 1-2. Really, both of these teams' identities are low-scoring games. Otters have the 2nd best ERA in the league. Quebec the 3rd best. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Change-up strikes out Reyes, and wow, Ruben Ramirez strikes out the side in the 6th. And Quebec is 9 outs away from a Frontier League championship. Go to the 7th, 2-1 Capitals on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Skip the line or make from the comfort of your own home. A self-service options at Heritage. Heritage, a proud partner of Evansville Otters baseball. Lead off, center fielder 8, Jonathan LaCroix.
6 innings complete in Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Quebec 2, Evansville 1. Capitals are 9 outs away from winning their 2nd straight Frontier League title. Kevin Davis remains on the bump for the Otters in the top of the 7th. Kicks and throws a fastball outside to the lefty, Jonathan Lacroix. Davis came in with 2 on and 2 out in the 6th. Got TJ White to strike out on 3 pitches. Big 6'9" righty in his 7th postseason appearance. 1-0. Swing and a miss. High heater. 1 ball and 1 strike. Morosis is continuing to throw in the Quebec bullpen. So looks like Ruben Ramirez's night is likely done. What a way to finish. Striking out the side in the bottom of the 6th, really to vindicate the 2 runs Quebec scored in the top half of the frame. 1-1. Fastball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Lacroix. A nervous energy here at Bosse Field. Otters trying to fend off elimination. They're 3-0 in elimination games in the playoffs and force a winner-take-all Game 5 tomorrow. 2-1 home. Fastball high. 3 balls and 1 strike to Lacroix. Davis, 2 total innings against Quebec entering today. He's allowed just 2 hits. They were both home runs. 3-1. Fastball high and away. Ball 4 to Lacroix. Leadoff walk. That's how the 6th started for Quebec. They scored 2. Brings up Seidel. Righty is 1 for 2 today. Just that energy right now here at Bosse is gone. Braden Scott's excellent start disappearing with a 2-run 6, and the Otters offense electric last night has not been able to produce tonight. Ready on ready matchup. Davis Holmes swing and a miss. Fastball with, you can tell, a little extra on it from Scott. Frustrated after that walk. Three-stride lead at first for Lacroix. Quiggle holding him on the bag. Middle infield shaded in for the Otters. 0-1 to Seidel, taking off Lacroix, but it's fouled back. Lacroix got a good jump, but we'll have to head back to first base. Leone De La Cruz is just starting to warm up in the Otters bullpen. De La Cruz pitched 2 innings last night for the Otters, though, and it previously pitched in the series. Feels like a big weapon for the Otters, with especially how many lefties are in this lineup for Quebec. 0-2 home. Low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Morosis still throwing, a righty in the Quebec bullpen. Otters will have Skinder, Khalil, and Myers due up in the bottom half of the 7th. 2-1 Quebec. Davis winds home. Swing and a miss. Change up in the dirt. And Seidel down on strikes, 1 away. Want to make your lawn and landscape look like a field of dreams? Make sure you use 10 Bars professional brand products. Pick them up at any of our 3 locations. Beautifying the communities we live in and the grass we walk and play on. All since 1940. 1 out, 1 on. Ruben Castro, top of the order for Quebec. Castro, the lefty, 0-2 with a walk. First pitch home, a fastball on the outer third for a strike, 0-1. Castro had the leadoff walk in the 6th to start the 2-run 6th inning for Quebec. That's the difference in the ballgame. 0-1. Fouled straight back. Evansville came from behind when their first 3 games of the postseason. Had deficits in all of them. And they come from behind here in the latter innings to keep their season alive. 0-2 home. Low takes off Lacroix. Phillips dropped the baseball on the glove-to-hand transfer. Lacroix in scoring position. Got a great jump. Phillips unable to squeeze the ball. 1-2 to Castro. 1 out, runner at second. 2-1 Quebec. Otters only run a Myers solo homer. 2 in the 6th for the Capitals. One, 2 home. Grounded right side. In is Allen to play it on a hop throw to first. Easily gets Castro. 2 outs. Lacroix moves to third. Justin Gideon comes to the plate. 0 for 2, or 1 for 3 make it. 2 strikeouts, but then a big single in the 6th. And came around to score. What's the winning run right now for Quebec? Lacroix at third. Gideon, who hit the walk-off home run for Quebec on Tuesday night in Game 1 of this series. He's got a mean mustache as well. Pickering, Ontario native. Pitch home, swing, and a miss. Huge hack by Gideon. 94 games in the regular season, 94 of 95 for Quebec. Rookie became quickly a big part of this Capitals offense. 0-1. Swing and a miss again. Another fastball with hot sauce on it from Davis. 0-2 to Gideon. Davis at the belt. Now comes high set. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good day, good night from Kevin Davis. 3 pitches, and he strikes out Gideon to work around the leadoff walk for a scoreless 7th. We will stretch at Bosse Field. Quebec 2, Evansville 1, Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship Series.
Behind the plate, the batter is powered by the answer Ottawa Carries. Manager batter needs at the answer Ottawa Carries.
Bottom of the 7th, Austin Morosis, the big righty, into the ball game for Quebec. 2-1 lead for the Capitals in the bottom of the 7th. Quebec is 9 outs away from going back-to-back, winning Frontier League titles, just their 2nd and 3rd seasons in the Frontier League. The Otters still have 3 innings left to work with, and their first time facing the Quebec bullpen delight. Morosis making his 3rd appearance of the postseason. The big righty has allowed just 1 run, an inning and a 3rd. That was against New Jersey. His 1 outing against the Otters. He looked really good on Wednesday night in Quebec. An inning and a 3rd, 2 strikeouts, did not allow a base runner. Big righty sets at the belt to face Ethan Skinder. Pitch home. A fastball down the middle, 0-1. 8-9-1 for the Otters. Skinder, Khalil, and then the top of the order in Myers. Skinder is 2 for 2 today, 2 singles. Morosis traded over from Windy City right before the transaction deadline. The 0-1, poked foul behind home plate. 0-2. So the Otters have seen a lot of Morosis. He was with the Thunderbolts. Late acquisition by Quebec. They've stacked a bunch of different talented arms in their bullpen. Evan Retchik, also a talented arm who looked really good on Wednesday night against the Otters. He's warming up. Big talented lefty Rutschik as the 0-2 misses inside 1-2. Imagine here, Morozis, the righty's going to face Skinner and Khalil, and then with Myers coming up, especially if there's runners on, the lefty Rutschik would come into the ballgame. Scalabrini trying to play the matchups for Quebec. 1-2 to Skinner coming. The pitch popped up on the infield, racing in Profar on the grass, makes the catch. One away. George Khalil 0 for 2 today. The Otters just 1 run. Least amount of runs they scored in the postseason. It's been 4. Otters offense seemingly come through with clutch hits all postseason. It's been the pitching that's let the Otters down in their 3 losses. 1 out, nobody on, bottom 7. 2-1 Quebec. Morozis home, swinging and a miss. Khalil swinging at a breaker. De La Cruz, lefty, still warming in the Otters' pen. Davis getting 4 outs for Evansville out of their pen. Morozis sets and throws inside, nearly hit Khalil. Arches out of the way, 1-1. Shortstop Valentin shifting a few strides over up the middle. Glode is on the edge of the center field grass, 2 up the middle. 1-1. Check swing by Khalil, appeal to first, he went around. Couldn't hold up the hands on a pitch in. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Khalil will call time and reset the batting gloves. A winless night, beautiful weather on a Saturday night. 1-2, swing and a miss. Change up, strikes out Khalil, 2 away. Morozis looking sharp out of the bullpen. 2 outs, back to the top of the order. And Evansville hoping to get a spark from the Frontier League Rookie of the Year, Noah Myers. The only run today for the Otters, a solo blast to right in the 3rd. Back-to-back nights with a home run. 1 for 3, 2 ground outs in his 2 other at-bats. Morozis stays in to face the lefty. First pitch home low. 1-0, and it hit off the hand of Castro, who's really in some pain. Throws down the catcher's mitt. He's just going to walk right into the Quebec dugout. And Quebec athletic trainer is going to hopefully help him out a little bit. Take a minute. He get hit on the hand, a ball down in the dirt. That's going to really hurt. Maybe a finger. Or breaking a finger like that. So Castro's going to get some attention. The rest of the Quebec infield walking around. Morozis to chat. A 2-1 Capitals lead in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs and nobody on. A Quebec win, and they're Frontier League champs for back-to-back seasons. Quebec defeated Schaumburg in 4 games last year. Schaumburg won the crown in 2021. Evansville trying to win their 3rd championship, and first since 2016. It's their first appearance in the Frontier League Championship since 2016. As Castro appears to be all right, walking back out of the Quebec dugout. Otters need a win tonight to try to force a winner-take-all Game 5 tomorrow. Castro's going to walk out and have some words with Morozis. Lefty Rutschik still warming up in the Quebec pen. Noah Myers, a solo homer in the 3rd. Quebec 2 runs in the 5th off Braden Scott. A walk and 3 singles. Greg Bird, the RBI hit to tie it. David Glode, the RBI go-ahead base hit, scoring Justin Gidia. It's the 2-1 lead for Quebec. After an explosive night last night, 25 combined hits, just combined 11 hits so far tonight. So Morozis finally ready. Castro behind the plate, and the 1-0 well outside. 2-0 to Myers. 2-0. Grounded right side in the second baseman. Glody glows, throws to first to retire the side. 8 Otters have been retired in a row. Moroses, a 1-2-3 7th. We go on to the 8th. It's getting down to nail-biting time in Game 4 of the Frontier League Championship. Quebec 2, Evansville 1 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Who's it gonna be? Oh, right with the comeback. Let's get up. We have one more round really quick. They're both tired. Make some noise, Otters fans. Let's get it. On your mark. Get set. Sumo.
Back at Bosse Field, we got a good sumo wrestling match going on, but on the field, Quebec is 6 outs away from a Frontier League title. 2-1 lead for the Capitals over the Otters. Leone De La Cruz coming into the ball game for Evansville to try to keep the lead at just 1. De La Cruz's first appearance of this series was yesterday. 49 pitches, 2 innings pitched. Walked 2 batters, allowed a hit. Was shaky in his first inning of work. Looked much better to finish the ball game. In the 9th, faced the minimum after working out of a bases-loaded jam in the 8th. Back-to-back nights for De La Cruz. The southpaw home, a first pitch slider in for a strike on the outside corner to the lefty DH Greg Berg. 2-1 Quebec, Game 4 of the championship series. De La Cruz turns, kicks, and fires. Swing and a miss. Slider falling out of the zone, 0-2. Allen, Quiggle, and Baez, 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Otters in the bottom of the 8th. Evan Retschik looks ready to go, lefty in the Quebec pen. Here's the 0-2, grounded right side. Quebec, it's Retschik in the 8th, you'd imagine. The Frontier League reliever of the year, Frank Muscatiello, hasn't pitched since Game 1 of this series. He blew the save, 2 home runs, but he's fresh, hasn't pitched since Tuesday. Would likely come in to try to win the championship. 0-2. This is high on a slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Berg. There's been a lot of twists and turns in the 4 games of the championship series. Feels like there's got to be a couple more coming. 1-2. Slider on the outside corner. Strike 3. That's nasty from Leone. Started the shoulder, dipped down and around all the way to the edge of the plate. Front door slider freezes the former big leaguer Berg. 1 away. Jeremy Profar, the third baseman, digs in. Ready is 0 for 3 today. 2-1 Quebec, top 8. De La Cruz home. Fastball on the outside corner, a strike. 5th appearance in the postseason for De La Cruz. Had a tough outing against Gateway a weekend ago, allowed 4 runs, but his other 3 appearances have gone scoreless. 0-1, flied right side and foul. 0-2 to Profar, looking down at his bat to make sure it's intact. Evan Retschik, lefty, still warming in the Quebec bullpen. He looked really, really sharp. Pitching on Wednesday against the Otters in Game 2. He's the setup man for Quebec. 0-2. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Profar. Two runs on 5 hits, 1 error for Quebec. 1 run on 6 hits, no errors for Evansville. 1-2 home. Swing and a miss. The backdoor slider in on the hands, strikes out Profar. It's about as good as it gets. A back-to-back at-bats from De La Cruz. Strike out the lefty with the front door slider, strike out the righty with the backdoor slider. 2 away, David Glaude, lefty second baseman, digs in. 1 for 3 today. He has the biggest single of the ballgame, biggest hit of the series, really. As Glaude checks the swing, goes around on a pitch in the zone 0-1. RBI go-ahead base hit in the 6th. De La Cruz sidesteps and fires. Slider low, 1-1. After 19 runs scored last night, just 3 combined runs tonight in the top of the 8th. 1-1. Popped up, left side, foul territory. Reyes, third baseman, racing back. Khalil, the shortstop, over and out of everyone's reach. Khalil almost running into Capital in the bullpen there. There's a lot of seats. Gatorade ended up bouncing in fair territory. Reyes is having some words with the Quebec bullpen. He was a little unhappy they didn't get out of the way more so. And another chance for Glaude. The William Henry Harrison, FJ Wrights. Benjamin Bosse ready to go for the AZIP Legends pizza race. We'll have live here on the air in the middle of the 8th. 1-2. Outside, and skips back to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Glaude. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the 8th, 2-1 Quebec. Leone winds and throws. Swing and a miss. All-star stuff from De La Cruz. The slider strikes out Glaude, and De La Cruz strikes out the side in a dominant top of the 8th. Evan Rutschik's turn for Quebec. Will stay on, though, for the AZIP Legends pizza race. It's 2-1 Quebec. Benjamin Bosse, William Henry Harrison, FJ Wrights walking out. The 3rd race of the postseason. A win for Bosse last night. Wrights took race 1. William Henry Harrison won the regular season crown. He's on the inside, Bosse in the middle, and Wrights on the outside. They're underway in playoff race number 3, and it's Bosse with an early sprint lead. William Henry Harrison is in the back. It's Wrights trying to chase down Bosse around the inside. Wrights now on the left side around Bosse. They're into the stretch, and it's Benjamin Bosse back to back. 2 playoff race wins for Bosse. And after a rough regular season, Bosse may have locked away the playoff crown. Back-to-back wins for Bosse. And after just, 7 race wins in the regular season, 2 in the postseason for Bosse. So back on the diamond, Evan Rutschik, the lefty, into the ball game for Quebec. Pitched in Game 2 on Wednesday night for the Capitales and ended up earning the win. He struck out the side in the top of the 9th inning, and Quebec would hit the walk-off 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th. It was about as good as it gets. Struck out the side, was dominant. Big, tall lefty. Rutschik opposing force on the mound, 6'5", 225. 2-1 Quebec lead. Rutschik will face Allen, Quiggle, and Baez. Rutschik, 3 appearances in the postseason, has allowed 3 runs on 4 hits. Regular season numbers, Rutschik was dominant. 20 appearances, 20 2/3, a 1.59 ERA. First pitch to Allen, lined up the middle and through, base hits. Josh Allen trying to ignite the charge for the Otters. First pitch up the middle. Rutschik just had to get out of the way. Allen has his 2nd hit of the night. Just 4 runs allowed in the regular season for Rutchick, but just like that, he'll have to work out of the stretch. Coda Quiggle comes to the plate, 0 for 2 and hit by a pitch tonight. Lefty on lefty, shows bunt, pops it up right to Castro, makes the catch, 1 out. Boy, does that hurt. Allen has good speed. He's already stolen 2 bases. He's the tying run. Jeffrey Baez comes to the plate, 0 for 3 today for the big slugger. Lefty pitcher facing righty batter. Rutchick, a red glove, sets at the belt, kicks and fires. Looping breaker is high, 1-0. Allen at first, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Otters trail 2-1. Rutchick looks in and deals. Fouled off the screen. 1-1 to Baez. Baez 0 for 3 today. Had a big night last night for the Otters. He's had a good postseason, hitting .333 entering tonight in the postseason. 6 hits, 5 driven in. One thing he hasn't done, hasn't hit a home run in the postseason. Rutchick steps off, pickoff back to first. Allen just steps back on the bag. Baez scored 3 times yesterday, singled in the first inning. 1 on, 1 out, and a 1-1 count. 2-1 Quebec, bottom 8th. Rutchick winds and fires in the dirt, through the legs of Castro, and quickly picks it up. And Allen stays put at second. Allen hasn't shown any inclination, even with the pickoff throw. He's not really that far off the bag. Hasn't shown much inclination to steal. Has a stolen base today, back in the 5th inning, and stole yesterday as well. 2 for 2 stolen bases. He has a 3-stride lead at first. TJ White holding him on the back. 2-1 home. Allen takes off. Pitch inside. Throw to second is well late. Not even a tag applied. Great jump by Allen. He's in scoring position. Three 3-1 count to Baez. Dakota Phillips, the Otters All-Star, is on deck. Tying run in scoring position for Evansville. No action in the Quebec bullpen. Rutchick looks back at seconds. 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Allen at second. Baez at first. The tying run at second. The go-ahead run at first. And Dakota Phillips, 1 for 3 today, comes to the plate, but not before Cody Clark, Quebec's pitching coach, out to have a conversation with Rutchick. And Frank Moscatiello, the Quebec closer, is going to start to warm in the Quebec bullpen. Just started a long toss. Frontier League reliever of the year, Moscatiello got 20 saves in the regular season. Him and Rutchick, unbelievable numbers, but Rutchick, who struck out the side against the Otters on Wednesday, has not looked sharp here in the 8th. Allen, the first pitch, a base hit up the middle. Quiggle popped up a bunt for an out. Baez a walk. 2 on, 1 out for Phillips. 1 for 3 today for the All-Star catcher. A single in the second. Dak getting 231 with 6 hits entering today on the postseason. Lefty on lefty matchup. Rutchick looks back at second and deals. At the knees for a strike, a big breaker. Rutchick peers in out of the stretch. Sets just above the belt. Holds still and fires. Grounded foul right side. 0-2 to Phillips. Gary Mattis, who's been the postseason star for the Otters, is on deck. Quebec 5 outs away from a Frontier League championship. The Otters trying to force a Game 5 winner-take-all tomorrow with a win tonight. Allen and Baez will take off. They're in a run down. The ball's thrown wide of third. Goes back to the backstop. Allen's going to score. Baez is set. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Otters take the lead. Oh my goodness. An absolute catastrophe by Quebec. It's 3-2 Evansville. Rutschik had Allen dead to right out, threw it past Profar. There was no one backing up. It rolled all the way into the Quebec bullpen. Allen easily scored. Seidel, I'm not sure, it was either Seidel in left or Valentine in short, had to race all the way to the bullpen to get it because Profar was hurt. He's still down on the grass. And Baez came all the way around and easily scored before the throw came in. And on just an unbelievable sequence of events, the Otters have taken a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. The bases are cleared. There's one out. It's still an 0-2 count to Phillips. Double steal by the Otters. What a risky choice. Looked to be backfired significantly. All Rutschik had to do was soft toss to Profar, who had Allen out for the second out. Baez would have gone to second. Instead, he threw it past Profar. He's back on his feet and ready to go. Rutschik home. It's inside to Phillips. 1-2. You knew this championship series would have another twist and another turn to it. It's been too wild and entertaining not to. 1-2, outside corner, strike 3 called. Delayed call by Fitcher. That's nasty from Rutschik. 2 away. Well, a huge question returning to Evansville is if there was a save situation, who would pitch for the Otters? Jake Polancic blew both games. Games 1 and 2, at least blew the save. Both games 1 and 2 in Quebec. He is warming up in the bullpen. He's been terrific for the Otters all season long. Led the West in saves with 17. Gary Mattis, righty, took a first pitch outside, 1-0. Rutschik home. Low, 2-0. Polancic did not pitch yesterday, got the day off. Quebec has seemingly figured out Polancic. Now Valentine White and Lacroix coming up in the 9th. Capitals have hit 5 home runs off Polancic this season. 2-0, Mattis shows bunt, pulls it back. 3-0 to Mattis, 2 outs, bases empty. 2 unearned runs coming across in the 8th for the Otters to take a 3-2 lead, trying to force a Game 5 tomorrow. 3-0 home. Sails high, ball 4. Walk to Mattis. It keeps the inning going in the 8th. Omar Reyes comes to the plate. Oh, insurance would be a boon to the Otters and to all 2,400 fans and their health and heart rates. Reyes is 0 for 3 today, the righty. Lefty pitcher facing righty batter. Mattis is now in a rundown. This is a good throw. White has it, throws to second, and Glode will tag him out to end the inning. Well, the rundown works that time, but the Otters are somehow, some way, 3 outs away from winning this ball game and forcing a Game 5 tomorrow. Rutschik throwing a ball wide of Profar on a rundown on what should have been an easy out, going all the way back to the backstop allowing both runs to soar. Polancic is warming up, but Leone De La Cruz, who does not have a save on the season for the Otters, is going to stay in the ballgame. We'll keep it here on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. De La Cruz looked great in the 8th. He struck out the side to face Jesmuel Valentin, TJ White, and Jonathan Lacroix. That's 2 righties and a lefty, 6, 7, and 8 in the Quebec lineup. Otters trying to force a Game 5 winner-take-all tomorrow. De La Cruz needed just 14 pitches in that first inning. Pitched 2 innings yesterday of scoreless baseball, needed 49 innings, but didn't make the trip to Canada, so he's fresh. But did not have a save in the regular season for the Otters. Was used as a 7th or 8th inning guy, plenty of high leverage situations. But this year for Leone is the biggest outing of his life. Otters 3 outs away from forcing a Game 5 winner-take-all championship game tomorrow. A 3-2 lead here in the top of the 9th. Jake Polancic, the Otters closer, is still throwing in the bullpen. What's going through the head of Max Peterson and Andy Bacali right now, we'd all like to know. De La Cruz to face Valentin. The righty shortstop is 0 for 3 today. Lefty pitcher Winesong. Breaking ball outside, 1-0. Valentin just 1 hit here at Bosse Field, a single yesterday, but he hit home runs in both games in Quebec on Tuesday and Wednesday. 2 solo blasts, 1-0. A slider on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Puerto Rico native was a late add to the Capitals, late August. The 1-1, swung on and fouled straight back. Another slider from De La Cruz. 3-2 Otters, top of the 9th. De La Cruz at the belt, a long look in, kicks and throws. Lined into center, racing over Myers, he's there to make the grab. 1 out. Hearts dropped for a second at Bosse, but the ball caught up for the Otters center fielder. And that is gonna do it for De La Cruz, wow. Jake Polancic is coming into the game. De La Cruz got 4 batters out. He looked disappointed. Max Peterson came out. But what worked by him, and the Otters will trust in their closer. A redemption story to try to get the last 2 outs and send the Otters to Game 5. De La Cruz, a high five of Polancic. What work by the Otters All-Star. Standing O from the fans will keep it here with 1 out. Nobody on in the top of the 9th, and Evansville's closer, Jake Polancic, into the ballgame. He suffered the loss in both games 1 and 2 of this series. On Game 1 against Quebec, allowed a walk-off home run. 3-run walk-off home run for Quebec to win the ball game. Game 2, walked a batter and then allowed the 2-run walk-off home run. Those were to Gideon in Game 1, though, and to Profar in Game 2. He won't face either of those batters. He'll face TJ White and then Jonathan Lacroix, righty and then a lefty. Polancic had a great regular season, 2.16 ERA. He was 17 for 20 in save chances, 32 appearances, had 8 saves in the month of August, 3rd most saves in the Frontier League, and led the West Division in saves. But Quebec has been his nemesis. It's really crazy numbers. Polancic has allowed 5 home runs all season in the regular season and the postseason. 4 of them have been to Quebec. Now, all of them have happened at the Stade Canac. First time Polancic faces Quebec here at Bosse. Trying to get the last 2 outs to send the Otters to game number 5. The righty TJ White digs in. Pitch home. Fastball at the letters for a strike, 0-1. Fastball, slider, that's all for Polancic. the Langley, British Columbia native. Working on the first base side of the rubber. Black belt sets at the belts. The 0-1. Popped up by White. Right side in foul territory. Phillips over, and it bounces right on the edge of the screen. So tough. Pop outs in foul territory here at Bosse. That ball was in play. That's right on the edge of the screen. I don't think Phillips ever really saw it. 0-2 to White. Polancic kicks and fires. Outside, a slider. 1-2 to White. Moscatiello, Quebec's closer, still warming in the pen in case of a bottom of the ninth. Long look in for the Otters closer. He sets, kicks, and fires. Check swing. Did he go around? No. Slider just missed. Phillips is finally asking for the appeal down to first. Jim Shaley says he didn't go. 2-2 to White. Quebec legend TJ White. 2-2. Outside, a full count. White 0 for 2, walked in the fifth. He's the hitting coach. He's a veteran for Quebec. He gets his name chanted when he comes to the plate. The Stan Canuck, beloved by Capitals fans. A full count. Polancic home. Fouled straight back.
I can't hear you, Otter fans. Make some noise.
2 hits on the series for White. Polancic readies. Winds and throws. Fouled left side. Off the tarp here at Bosse and into the Otters bullpen. Evansville is 2 outs away from forcing a Game 5 tomorrow. 3-2 Otters lead in the top of the ninth. Polancic at the belt. Third payoff. Popped up behind home plate and out of play. What a battle between TJ White and Jake Polancic. Polancic home. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball in. Strikes out White. 2 outs in the ninth. And it's down to Jonathan Lacroix. Lefty center fielder, 1 for 2 today. He walked in the 7th, singled in the 5th. Montreal native. 4 hits in the postseason. Otters an out away from forcing a Game 5. Polancic home. Fastball outside. 1-0. Three-two Otters, top 9, 2 outs, bases empty. Polancic to Lacroix. 1-0. Fastball missed outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Lacroix. Tommy Seidel, who's had a fantastic series for Quebec on deck. Then it'd be the top of the order, and Ruben Castro. 2-0 count to Lacroix. Polancic home. Well outside again. 3-0. Polancic at the belts. 3-0 home. On the outside corner for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to Lacroix. 2 outs, bases empty. 3-2 Evansville in the top of the ninth. The Otters scoring 2 in the bottom of the 8th on an error by Quebec. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Full count to Lacroix. Evansville a strike away from forcing a winner-take-all. Game 5 tomorrow night. The pitch. Lined high in the air to right. Over is Baez. Myers joining him. Baez is there. He makes the catch. Game 5 tomorrow night to decide the championship. Another twist, another turn in this riveting 2023 Frontier League Championship Series, and we will see you tomorrow night. What a redemption for Jake Polancic. The Otters closer has been great all season, about as challenging as a back-to-back days you could have as a professional athlete, and Polancic in a one-run ball game gets the last 2 outs of the 9th inning to send Evansville to a winner-take-all Game 5 tomorrow against Quebec.
Game 5 is at
5:05, scheduled first pitch tomorrow night to decide the championship. The Otters 3-2 win, and if you missed the 8th inning, I don't know where to start. I see Jake Polancic, he's getting hugs, he's getting autographs before anyone else is, and he has cause to celebrate. The 8th inning started with a Josh Allen comebacker up the middle. The very first pitch from Evan Rutschik. Koenig-Quiggle bunted and popped out. Jeffrey Baez worked a really nice at bat. He's been great this postseason. The Otters veteran worked a walk. Dakota Phillips, though, well, okay, so Phillips was up. Feels like a blur. Phillips was up, and Baez at first. Allen at second. Otters go run a double steal with 1 out in the 8th, and left too early. Rutschik stepped off, tried to throw to Profar at 30, had Allen dead to right. The ball got by Profar, and the foul territory here at Bosse Field, it's the biggest foul territory in the league. There was no one backing up because of the pickoff throw. Ball rolled all the way to the Quebec bullpen. Allen easily scored. Baez at first, who has deceivingly good speed for a big guy. First all the way to home, and until Valentin, the shortstop, got to the ball, which was all the way in the Quebec bullpen at the wall, Baez scored easily, and those, the tying run, the game-winning run for the Otters, and Evansville wins 3-2 tonight to force a Game 5 winner-take-all for the championship tomorrow night. As much as it was hard to believe what happened at Quebec on Tuesday and Wednesday at the Stade Canuck, this may be more heartbreaking for the Capitales. They were 4 outs away from a championship, and you think an accurate throw to third by Rutschik, who's been great all year, to Profar. He gets at Allen. There's 2 outs. We have a very different vibe at the ballpark right now. Quebec might be hosting a trophy. But in a game of inches, one poor throw sends this series to a winner-take-all Game 5 tomorrow. It only feels appropriate. 2 walk-offs, a blowout last night, and then maybe championship-costing error for Quebec, helping the Otters to a 3-2 win. We'll give you the final totals. Evansville 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Quebec 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, and nothing looming larger than that throwing error. Evan Rutschik wide of Jeremy Profar. Also, Profar got hurt. Allen ran into him. Well, Profar wasn't able to run after that ball, and it made the shortstop Valentin have to have a longer run to go get to the ball. Otters scored first. Noah Myers hit a solo home run in the third inning. And Braden Scott was unbelievable on the mound early, only allowed 3 base runners the first 5 innings. But Quebec figured him out in the 6th inning as Scott tired. Ruben Castro led off with a walk. Justin Gideon hit one to the right side to put 2 on with nobody out. Greg Bird, the former New York Yankee, with the RBI single to the right side to tie the game after a strikeout. David Glode played the hero with an RBI base hit to the right side, giving Quebec the go-ahead run for a 2-1 lead. Ruben Ramirez was great on the mound for Quebec. He struck out the side in the 6th. Otters didn't get a base runner in the 7th against Austin Morosis, but it was the 8th inning for the Otters, the 2 go-ahead runs to win it. Polancic will get his 2nd save of the postseason in 2/3, 1 strikeout, no runs allowed. Leone De La Cruz, won an outing tonight. An inning and a third, 3 strikeouts, did not allow a base runner, struck out the side in the 8th, got the first down in the 9th before Polancic got the last 2 outs in the 9th inning. And Rutschik, 2 unearned runs, but he made the air, and Rutschik will suffer the loss to the night. Tip of the cap to both starters. Ruben Ramirez's final line, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Didn't allow a run in a ball in play. Braden Scott in his last outing of the year, he's had a great season for Evansville. 5 2/3, allowed 5 hits on 2 runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Offensively, there wasn't a lot to go around, just 5 combined runs and 12 combined hits. Josh Allen leading the way for the Otters, trying to win his 2nd championship with Evansville, 2 for 3, scoring the tying run for the Otters. Ethan Skinner back in the starting lineup for Evansville tonight, 2 for 3 as well. Mattis, Phillips, and Myers all with hits for Quebec. 5 different guys with a single apiece. Greg Bird continued his nice series here in Bosse with 3 hits. Final totals again. Evansville, 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Quebec, 2 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. A throwing error by Evan Rutschik will make it very, very, very hard for Quebec to sleep tonight here in Evansville, maybe costing them a championship and sending this series to a winner-take-all Game 5 tomorrow night. Quebec, one thing they can sleep well about, they'll throw their ace out tomorrow. Abdiel Saldana has been one of the best pitchers in the Frontier League all season, had a 1.72 ERA in the regular season, and Saldana will make the start tomorrow for Quebec. Who Evansville starts tomorrow is anyone's guess, and imagine that will be something the Otters coaching staff, when they get back to the locker room in 30 minutes, will likely have a heated discussion about to make one of the biggest decisions of their coaching careers, as the Otters now will play for their 3rd championship in franchise history tomorrow. 1 game to win the 2023 Frontier League Championship. First pitch tomorrow night is at 5:05. Tickets are now available. You can purchase them at EvansvilleOtters.com. Call 812-435-8686, or you can order online at EvansvilleOtters.com, or you can even stop by the Bosse Field box office. Great Otters staffers will probably be here by 7 a.m. if you're an early riser. You can also get tickets at the gate. You're not going to want to miss it. Game 5, winner-take-all for the championship. Quebec in Evansville in the final game of the Frontier League season. And of course, if you can't make it, we'll be here on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Great job by our entire crew tonight. Our director, Jordan Fisher, our talented camera operators, Michael Russ, John Smith, and Ian Klingler. I've been Griffin Epstein here on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. The Evansville Otters force a winner-take-all Game 5 tomorrow. 3-2 win for the Otters over the Capitals. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night from the River City.